Internet, Eric here. Wow. Tonight's film we're gonna discuss, or I'm gonna discuss. Such fun. Um, I don't know how to start off this video. I'm just gonna say tonight we're talking Serial Mom, starring Kathleen Turner and what's his name, Sam Waterston, Matthew Lillard in his first role, Ricky Lake. Suzanne Summers has a cameo. Tracy Lords is in it for like 2-3 minutes. Directed by John Waters. Now, if you don't know who John Waters is, John Waters is pretty notorious in his filmmaking for bad taste, type of humor, dark humor, stuff like that. I personally have not seen a lot of John Waters films. Serial Mom, I've seen Crybaby. It's been a long time since I've seen Crybaby. I've seen bits and pieces of Hairspray, but he's also known for like Pink Flamingos and is it a Dirty Shame? And Google his Wikipedia and you'll see his filmography. Now, like I said, I've not seen a lot of his films, but I love the man in general. His guest starring a role on The Simpsons is one of my favorite episodes, where he plays, the gay guy who owns like the shop at the mall that sells like classic board games and shit like that. One of my favorite episodes. He plays John. Absolutely fucking loved him in Seed of Chucky. He is the best part of that pretty shitty movie. He has an interesting cameo in Jackass #2, and he's just I listened to the commentary in Serial Mom. He's a very smart man, very educated man, very interesting man, and he said in that commentary that Serial Mom is probably his most popular film. And I'll tell you why. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I do give potential plot spoilers, blah, 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 the usual spiel. Yeah. Serial Mom came out in, let's see, it says 2008 for the DVD. 1994. Serial Mom came out in 1994. And Kathleen Turner stars as Beverly Sutphin. Beverly Sutphin is this whole June Cleaver type perfect housewife persona, like no gum chewing in the house, always buckle your seatbelts, blah blah blah, eat your vegetables type of woman. Married to a dentist, got 2 kids, that whole spiel, friends with everybody in the neighborhood. But she lives a secret life as a serial killer. And the whole movie is we follow, basically, these 2 detectives trying to prove that she's guilty of harassing phone calls. They notice she's connected to some murders that happened in the neighborhood. And it's not a secret, she's fucking guilty. You see her fucking run over Matthew Lillard. Her son's name is Chip, played by Matthew Lillard. You fucking see her run over his teacher and kill Misty, Ricky Lake's boyfriend or potential boyfriend. So they're not hiding. It's not a murder mystery. She flat out fucking kills everybody. And eventually she's caught and put on trial. And the rest of the film, the last act of the film is her defending herself in court and pleading not guilty and blah, blah, blah. And that's it. And what the heck? Wow. First off, I fucking love this film. It's so much fucking fun. And the main reason is Kathleen Turner. She is so... I don't really know Kathleen Turner in a lot of films. I know she was in Jewel of the Nile, off the top of my head. She was the voice of Jessica Rabbit in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Anyways, in this film, Kathleen Turner is having so much fucking fun here, and you can just notice it in her, the way she performs. Um, I mentioned, she's suspected of making all these harassing phone calls to her best friend Dottie Hinkle, played by Mink Stoll, who is, I guess, a John Waters regular. And I love the performance. It's a split screen. You see Mink Stoll, Dottie Hinkle, on one side, and then Kathleen Turner, Beverly Sutphin on the other. And it's funny watching them argue, and Kathleen Turner is so vulgar and rude and mean, but you see her when she's holding up the phone to her mouth or to her ear and speaking. She's got this this shit-eating fucking grin on her face. She's trying to hold in giggles, and eventually when she's hung up on, she looks at the phone and fucking laughs her ass off, and it shows how Beverly Sutphin has this evil streak. Not just she kills to kill. She does what she does, and she enjoys it, and I love that performance. And I love how she goes from psychotic to back to June Cleaver, and just with the flip of the switch, and it's a great performance. And I love let's say, she just got done killing 2 people, and she's being she's driving in her station wagon or whatever, and it's a good, really cool chase scene. Just kills 2 people, and the family thinks she's going to do something, because they're kind of in denial that she's murdering these people, but they also have it in the back of their mind that she's just a little bit fucking nuts where she could do it. So they believe she's off to kill Scotty, which is a friend of Misty and Chips. Scotty's played by Justin Whalen from Child's Play 3 and Dungeons and Dragons, and he was Jimmy Olsen and Lois and Clark, The Adventures of Superman TV show. So they think he's going to kill Scotty. She kills 2 people instead, won't say who. And as they finally get home, Beverly gets home first, and she just walks right into the kitchen with a big bowl of fruit and says, "Hey, everybody, want fruit? I got strawberries." It's just like she didn't do a fucking thing in the world, and it's great. Yeah, the performances in this film are fun. Like I said, I just praised Kathleen Turner. Sam Waterston as her loving husband, and Ricky Lake and Matthew Lillard. The chemistry with this family, you could believe that they are a family. Really good. Justin Whalen, like I said, as Scotty. Scotty's kind of a sex obsessed high school teenager. Doesn't really like, Beverly. You can tell, he's an asshole, kind of a punk kid. But, he's not overly hateable. Mink Stoll as Dottie Hinkle. She's the one that's being harassed on the phone. She's you feel for her, you give her sympathy from what she's going through. And then her scene where it's in the court. Like I said, Beverly eventually is defending herself, trying to prove that she's not guilty of all this. And when Dottie Hinkle takes the stand, and Beverly is trying to, she does what she can, to get off the charges, and she's harassing Dottie, without the judge seeing it, and then just watching them 2 go at it is fantastic. It brings you back to that scene where Beverly is harassing her on the phone. That entire fucking courtroom scene is fantastic. I don't want to spoil how she gets gets all these people to either not commit perjury, but commit what would you say it? You find them in contempt of court and taken away, or you find out that they've lied, or she convinces the judge that they were lying about what they saw, and blah blah blah. That whole fucking sequence is fantastic. And again, fucking Kathleen Turner goes from sweet to psychotic with the flip of a fucking switch. Like I said, the acting is just so good. You can tell they're having so much fun. And there's just little scenes that I just absolutely fucking love. One of my favorite scenes is the opening scene. Everybody's sitting at the fucking table. And they're eating their breakfast and this and that. And Beverly is tracking a fly all around the room. And it lands on someone's, juice cup. It lands on a piece of toast. And then suddenly she takes a fly swatter and, fucking slams the thing. And she lifts it up. And you see the fucking fly there and some blood and stuff like that. And everyone's all looking disgusted. And then she looks at everybody and she says, like, scrambled eggs, anyone? Like it's another fucking day. Love it. The gore here is pretty decent. We get, someone run over by a car and some blood coming out of their mouth. We get, someone stabbed with a poker. And as the person falls, Beverly's holding the fireplace poker, and in a funny part, his liver's there. And she is so disgusted. It's funny, she's this psychotic woman. But then, like I said, with a flip of a switch, she goes back to June Cleaver mode, and she's disgusted that the liver is stuck on the fucking fireplace poker. So she's trying to shake it off and get it loose, and then it won't work. So she kind of just, grabs it and like throws it off and throws it on the floor like she's disgusted, even though she just killed a fucking person. And I guess the inspiration for a lot of the gore for John Waters was Herschel Gordon Lewis. And Herschel Gordon Lewis is, like, he's known as the godfather of gore. Like, he pretty much introduced, gore horror films to the masses, like with Blood Feast and 2000 Maniacs. And he's got some of his films in here in Serial Mom, and you get to see it. But, so the gore is good. Like I said, I love the dialogue, the chemistry. There's a scene where Beverly is chasing Scotty. Okay, and first off, this sequence is great because Beverly is chasing Scotty. She's in a church dress. She's got a fucking butcher knife in her hand, and she's wearing high heel shoes, and she's fucking sprinting after this asshole, like Terminator 2, like the T-1000 Terminator 2, down this fucking sidewalk in fucking high heel shoes. I guess Kathleen Turner was really doing that in the high heel shoes, and she is fucking taking after him like a track star. And eventually they go into this punk rock club or whatever, and fucking L7 is playing. L7 is on stage playing as a band called Camel Lips. And of course, it's like camel toe on the crotch of a woman, their vagina and stuff like that. And I fucking love L7. L7 is one of my favorite punk bands. And I mentioned spoilers. She eventually gets Scotty, but L7 is involved, and it's just a fun sequence. And John Waters' intent with this film was to show how America basically makes celebrities out of murderers. And this sequence proves that. Serial Mom, they call her. That's the name they give her in the press because she's been identified, as, the number one suspect in a lot of these murders. It shows how these fans are cheering on what she's doing. And it even gets worse as it goes on. You have Chip talking to his agent, and during when Beverly is taken to court, and Misty is selling buttons and T-shirts and free Serial Mom this and that, and it's true if you think about it. No one really gave a shit about O.J. Simpson, other than the fact that he was a football player for what he was, and then the thing is. No one people knew him from the fucking Naked Gun, but he became popular when he fucking, killed Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman. Don't care that he was fucking innocent, he did it, and he became a fucking celebrity because of that murder. Charles Manson, people know who Charles Manson is. He's this fucking celebrity because every time he would give a fucking interview on TV, the ratings would go through the roof, and this and that. People are obsessed with this type of culture. JonBenet Ramsey, all that stuff. And John Waters does a fantastic job showing how America will make serial killers into celebrities. And it's just it's such a fun fucking movie. One of my favorite characters. Well, two of my favorite characters are the garbage men. And Beverly is big on recycling and this and that. And she meets the garbage men. One of his, I can't think of their names. But what I love about these garbage men, they're there for the comic relief. You know, they're there. They're like Beverly's friends. You know, she sees them once a week. She'll come out and give them like little shooters of alcohol, so they can enjoy that because they're digging through garbage all fucking day. And there's a scene where they turn around and they see Beverly's friend Rosemary, and they see that she doesn't recycle. And they look at each other and like, someone ought to kill her. What does one of them say? Give her a happy face, and then recycle her. And with repeated viewings, you pick this up. You think they're just bullshitting, and then of course, Beverly's like, for the sake of the environment or whatever, someone just might kill her. With repeated viewings, makes you think they might know that Beverly is doing this because of the look that they give each other. When Beverly goes to church, after she's just named as like the number one suspect in a couple murders, a fantastic fucking scene where the family is walking out of their house to go to church, and there's just this fucking row of police cars following, sitting there outside their house to follow them. But the cops, there's some chaos that happens at the church. The detectives are going after him. Who knocks out the detectives? The garbage men. Who gives them some vital information against somebody to make their testimony thrown out of court during the trial? The garbage men. So it makes you think they know that she might be behind all this, and it's great. I love their chemistry. They're funny. It's great. Anything that I don't really care for. Yeah, I'll say Chip is obsessed with horror movies. And he's got a girlfriend named Birdie. And I know John Waters is making it seem like that, because you're making celebrities out of the serial killers, but they're taking it a little bit too far. They make it seem like it's a little too cool that their mom is possibly killing people. I mean, I understand later on during the court scenes that they're trying to get book deals and movie deals and stuff like that. That's fine. But the fact that Birdie and Chip are like, oh my god, you're more popular than Freddy and Jason, but you're like a real person, we need to get you an agent. That stuff kind of pushes it, and it does get a little annoying. Let's just say the over-the-top masturbation scene with Scotty. Not a big fan of that because it's just fucking stupid. But overall, I cannot... How do I say this? I don't know. I highly, highly, highly recommend Serial Mom. Based just on Kathleen Turner's performance alone. Like I said, so much fun. John Waters does a great job showing how serial killers become celebrities. Like I said, so much fun. Based on Kathleen Turner's performance alone. Not much of a soundtrack. That you do have a Barry Manilow song that they play a lot because Beverly's a huge Barry Manilow fan. But overall, God, so much fun. Great performances. Good gore. Film goes by at a great pace. Yeah, I highly, highly, highly recommend Serial Mom by John Waters. or not by John Waters, directed by John Waters. Excuse me, damn. All right, that's it. Thank you for watching. If you're new to my channel, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell the serial mom. Feel free to comment below. Tell me what you like about this film. Tell me if I'm fucking wrong and you hate this fucking film. I love interaction. Check out my older videos, this, that, the usual spiel that I say at the end of these fucking videos. That's it. All right. In the end, I will say cheers. And like Serial Mom always says, wear your seatbelt.